I'm standing outside the Dubai International Stadium where India and Pakistan are all set to review their rivalry. Last time around, it wasn't a great memory for India because India lost the World T20 clash right here on this ground. This time, they will be looking for some sort of a redemption and some sort of a revenge as far as this Pakistani team is concerned. Let's also go across to the guests who are joining us right now. Former India cricketer, selector, Kiran More is joining me. Also with me, Ayaz Memon. Also with me, former cricketer Shishir Hatangri. Kiran More, I'm coming to you. You know, India-Pakistan rivalry, we've always talked about it. Do you think that this rivalry used to be more intense in your time? It is more friendly now?
No, Shivani, it has not changed. It looks good because the digital world, the cameras, there are so many cameras. Our time, there are only 5 to 6 cameras on the ground. That also on the match days only. Now, it starts from 5 days before. So they go to the hotel, they're following them everywhere in the practice sessions. People are talking, people are tweeting, they are on Insta. I think they have too much, hype in this, but definitely the rivalry is definitely India-Pakistan is huge, immense. I think always feel that when you play India-Pakistan match, people start talking for 1 month before. And when you look at the media and everyone,
Yes.
they are everywhere. Today, newspaper I was reading, huge, front page, article on India-Pakistan. So I think it is not gone. And same thing in Pakistan. I get a lot of calls from Pakistan. I have a lot of friends in Pakistan. They also call me, they say, what's happening here? I said, this is interesting. It's good for the cricket also, I feel. It's good for the sports.
So, do you not think that in your time there was greater animosity? There was more ferociousness. These days, players are more friendly, and maybe that Jazba is not there. Would you say that is the case?
I am also I had a lot of friends in Pakistan. There's Pakistan team also. But after the match, before the match or after the match, that was fun. But on field, you will see the rivalry on this match also. Because last time we lost, I don't think Indian team is going to go there and just play as a friendly, way. But definitely after the game, like Virat made a brilliant gesture, that day. So that's good for the sport and great for the spirit of the game. I like it, and it should be like that. It should not take it very personally. Sometime I remember when the Indian team lost, I think there was stone pelting at Rahul Dravid's house and all those things happen, and people talk rubbish also. So I think it's not fair. End of the day, it's a game, but definitely it's a high level competition, and especially all Indians want to win against Pakistan, and all Pakistan wants to win against India. So I think this rivalry will never go. It will be there all the time,
All right, Shishir and Ayaz, I'm coming to both of you as well. Shishir, why don't you go first? Huge moment. Do you think that this clash, and possibly they will meet again in this Asia Cup, is reviving the India-Pakistan rivalry a little bit?
Oh, there's always been a rivalry, Shivani. It's also about the surround sound that happens, as a prelude to the symphony of India-Pakistan game. And that is something historically has been very exciting for both countries, for the cricket lover, and more importantly for the players, because it's also a test of their temperament, their tenacity, and their ability to cope with pressures which they may not face in other games. While players do say that it's another game of cricket, there's a buzz about an Indo-Pak game like there is for the Ashes, where you want to go that extra mile to show that you're up for it. And of course, everybody in the media and the fans make sure that they remind the players time and time again that you're forgiven for every other failure. But this is a very important game for your prestige, for your pride.
Pakistan. And that is why possibly this match becomes more important, because they're coming off exactly that failure, and that too in a World Cup. I ask your first thoughts very quickly before we also set up this clash in terms of the talent on the field.
Look, I think India versus Pakistan is a blockbuster, especially in white ball cricket, because there are not too many options to take test match cricket, as we know, between these two countries. And in fact, bilateral contests have been diminished considerably. So any opportunity that arises, I think is something to be savoured. I think there's so much talent in both the teams, and there's obviously the emotional fervour which accompanies it, which I think is fabulous. And what is important is there's so much fraternal respect between players from both teams. That is the big change which Kiran has been highlighting from say 20, 25, 30 years ago, which I witnessed at that point in time. that has transformed. What you mentioned is the ferociousness has transformed and sublimated into fraternal respect. But of course, on the field, it is very hard fought.
Yeah. All right. On that note, I request all of you.